That's my country, Egypt. A wonderful country. In other countries, when people still lived in caves, we already had houses, palaces, and of course, the pyramids. Our kings we called pharaohs. In this story, as we will see at once, he wasn't particularly pleasant, but very rich and powerful.
My new dances, do you like them, Sheriff?
Well, I must say, Pharaoh, you're wonderful. You have good taste.
Well, I must say, their moves are a little stiff, but we'll soon settle that. Are you sure?
Pharaoh,
Not now.
It's important, just now.
Okay, but please be brief.
I'll try. As you surely noticed, Abi has to me. He, anyway, is one of my best agents. Well, you have to admit it was a wonderful idea to train Abi to be an agent. Whatever gives somebody the idea Monkey is an agent anyway?
Shorter.
You are right. From the beginning, Abi has just told me that your slaves, the Israelites, became dissatisfied more and more every day. They say they have to work too hard for you and they have very little to eat.
And for this reason, you interrupt the performance? Why should I worry about it? They should work more, then they won't have time to think about food. Ha! Take care of it. After all, this is what you were paid for. Go on.
Many years ago, the Israelites came to Egypt. In their own country, there was a great famine, so they had to move away. The Pharaoh allowed them to live in Egypt, but they had to work very hard for him.
Hi, do you want to play with us? Come on. Oh, we will have trouble now.
Look at this boy. And you claim you haven't enough to eat? You haven't enough time to play either? Right here you mustn't play. You have to work.
But they are just children.
Children, go on working. That counts for you, too. You are becoming cheeky. What's your name?
Aaron?
I hold you responsible for Aaron. If he gets caught playing another time, I will beat him black and blue myself so that he won't be able to walk away. And believe me, my agents are everywhere.
I won't be spoken to like that. The Egyptians have no right to treat us like slaves. Aaron, be quiet. Go on working. Sharif will be able to realize his threat.
And believe me, where he beats, no grass will grow.
Therefore, be reasonable, Aaron. We simply have to do what the Pharaoh orders.
For you, maybe, but I'm not afraid. And Benjamin isn't either.
You will help us if somebody tries to hurt us. But the monkey, Abi, was listening and hadn't anything better to do than to go to Sharif and tell him everything immediately.
There you are, my dear. Come to me. Well, are they working? Have we frightened them enough? What do you think? The children? Aaron is the ringleader. He's going to be in for it.
Who's going to be in for it? Do you have the Israelites under control again?
My dearest Pharaoh, it's like my master agent. I don't know. Yeah.
Short answer, please. Yes or no?
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 Yes, no, I mean, but if you'd let me finish speaking.
Sharif, yes or no?
It's the children. The adults obey and everything, but the children refuse to obey you.
The children. That's all I needed. I don't want a rebellious generation growing up. We have to put it to the test.
But I would say exactly the same. To put it to the test, but would it be if you know...
You are too awkward. I need a simple, honest solution. Exactly. For 1 year, I will order the killing of every newborn child. Send the soldiers in.
Pharaoh!
And it happened like the Pharaoh ordered. Every time when Sharif found out from Abi or another agent that a child was born, he sent the soldiers out. Aaron also had a baby brother now. I'm going to hide my child. The soldiers won't find him.
What if Moses cries? Everybody will notice it. And when he grows up, what'll happen then?
Aaron is right. As long as Moses is a baby, you can hide him, but later when he starts to crawl, it won't work anymore.
We have to take him somewhere where there's no Pharaoh and no soldiers.
But Aaron, all the streets are guarded.
But not the Nile.
Yeah?
We will place the basket with Moses on the Nile and let him swim away. Aaron, what kind of ideas do you have all the time? That's too dangerous. Imagine what could happen.
And if we take him to little Benjamin, he will be able to protect him.
The family thought it over and over, but they couldn't find a better solution. So the mother took the basket and went to the Nile with Aaron.
You have to watch my little brother very well.
You are responsible for him. Do you promise this? The little crocodile took his job very seriously and protected Moses as well as he could. But nearby the Pharaoh palace, the basket was taken by a strong current. Even the strongest little crocodile isn't able to do anything against a strong current. Doesn't that look funny? What is that little crocodile going to do? Maybe there's something inside to eat. A baby! What do you think of that? Don't just stand around. Try to distract the crocodile.
That's easier said than done. How do you distract a crocodile? What are you going to do?
I'm going to keep him.
You have enough. Anyway, you're the Pharaoh's daughter, and that's definitely an Israelite child. If your father finds out about this, well, we're in for it.
There's no need for him to know. Nobody else knows where we found the child. And if you shut your mouth...
Okay. Nobody will hear anything from me.
I don't care why this child was lying on the steps of my palace. What should I do with him?
You don't have to do anything. I will raise him.
And what if he's no Egyptian child, What if it's an Israelite child?
Nonsense. Look at the blanket. Israelites haven't got those blankets. No, he is a little Egyptian.
I don't care. Take the child away. We're not an orphanage.
I have a name for him, Amon, just like you, like his grandfather.
Grandfather, are you crazy?
Finally, the Pharaoh agreed. Moses grew up believing that he was Ammon, the Pharaoh's grandchild. And the princess was his mother. He felt like the future ruler of Egypt. In the meantime, many years had passed. Aaron had grown up and had a son of his own. He seldom thought of Moses these days. Daddy, there are men coming. Stop playing.
Oh, Ammon, the Prince of Egypt.
He will be the Pharaoh himself when the present Pharaoh dies. Nothing will change for us. One's just like the other.
Come on. You have to show him who gives the orders. After all, you're the Prince of Egypt.
He's standing around and talking instead of working. Hey, you, come here.
Yeah?
Yes, my prince, you have to say. Ah, Egyptian show-off. What was that?
He said Egyptian show-off. I'm going to call the soldiers.
Yes, just call the soldiers. Can't you do anything by yourselves? Not even punish people? You'll see about that. I'll show you. Come on.
Ammon, we are looking for you everywhere. Where do I find you? Picking a fight with an Israelite. Aren't you ashamed? You, the future Pharaoh.
Just smirk. There'll be another day. Let's go.
I'm sure you would have won against the Egyptian.
No, Daniel, I don't think so. But anyway, we mustn't tolerate everything.
What's going on? I also want to laugh.
Well, yes, if you think about it, that Ammon's an Israelite himself, and now he wants to punish his own people. Funny, isn't it?
Be quiet. What do you think will happen if somebody finds out that we fished him out of the Nile? Abi had big ears. At last! A message as he wants it. He ran to Sharif, filled with pride for his result as an agent. He ran to the pharaohs.
Is that right? Is that right, what Sheriff has told me? Ammon is an Israelite? He didn't lie on the steps of my palace. You fished him out of the Nile.
It doesn't matter where I found him and where he was born. Here he grew up with us, and he feels like an Egyptian.
You say it doesn't matter? Where did you get that heretical thought from? An Israelite, and I would have made him my successor. Murab, bring that swindler at once.
The soldier went to Moses to warn him and told him to escape. Otherwise, the Pharaoh would have killed him. In despair, Moses went out into the desert and wandered until his feet could no longer carry him.
I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Why shouldn't I be an Egyptian any longer? Why should my mother not be my mother? I'm afraid I'm going crazy. That bush has been burning since I've been sitting here. It should have been burned out by now. Don't come any closer. I have selected you in order to free the Israelites from their slavery in Egypt. You will take them to their father's country in Canaan. Who's talking there? Is there anyone around? I am the God of the Israelites. Go to your people and tell them that they should go with you. Why my people? I'm an Egyptian, not an Israelite. At least I believed that up until now. No, it is true. What the Pharaoh's agent has found out. You are an Israelite. You don't say, but the people know me as the Prince of Egypt. I'm sure they believe that I'm trying to cheat them.
Go to your brother Aaron. He will recognize you by name. Your name is Moses, and nobody but he and your mother know this name.
Oh dear, is this really the man who should be my brother? You'll never believe me.
So tell him that a long time ago he gave you a little crocodile for protection. That will convince him.
Though it may be true what you're saying, why should I believe on top of that you're our God?
Look at that staff which is lying around there. If you go to the Israelites, and if they don't believe you, take the staff and make a snake of it. I will send a dream to your brother Aaron. This dream will tell him of your coming. Now go. Go.
Moses felt very uncomfortable when he started on his way. But the nearer he came to the village of the Israelites, the safer he felt that everything was true that had been said by this God. He was selected, if not for a prince of Egypt, then at least as a savior of the Israelites.
Oh dear, the Prince of Egypt, that's all we need just now. Has he got to turn up right now when my brother's coming home?
My father says we don't want to see you right now.
I'm Moses, your brother. Yeah, I don't believe that. Is there any reason to know that my name is Moses? But apart from you, nobody knows my name. And at the time, you gave me a little crocodile for protection, just like the one your son's playing with.
He must be Moses. Why else would he know the details? Aaron, he must really be Moses.
But that's the one who wanted to beat you up.
Shh, be quiet.
Our God has selected me to take you out of Egypt, into a country without any suppression. I should go to the Pharaoh and tell him now that we have got to go. You want a bit too much, don't you think? First we're supposed to believe you're Moses, and furthermore, you'll lead us out of Egypt by the order of some god. Not of some god, but of a very powerful god. Look here, everybody. The God of the Israelites will protect us. It seems you really believe in him. I'll go to the Pharaoh with you. I'm looking forward to it.
The following day, Aaron and Moses went to the Pharaoh and told him to set the Israelites free and let them leave Egypt.
Who are these two? I can't tell you exactly. The big one there is Aaron. He's been a notorious hooligan since his childhood. And the other one, I really don't know.
You don't know?
No, I mean, yes, in some way or other. He seems familiar to me, but...
I'll take care of him.
Okay, so you want to leave Egypt. That has been told you by your God. Well, why not?
Are you crazy? What kind of God are you talking about?
A strong and powerful God. Have a look here.
This could have been done by my gods just as well. And now take care that you disappear quickly. You may come back again when your god has found some better ideas.
But, come on, I've told you from the beginning it doesn't work like that.
The Israelites obviously live quite a happy life. You will change that immediately.
From where do I know this Moses? I've seen him before, but I'm not sure.
I'm not allowed to play with Benny anymore. The Egyptian soldier said I have to work.
That's your fault.
Your wife is right, Aaron. I told you to become more sensible. Now everything will become worse.
That is exactly the same as it was before, and you know how that ended up.
This time will be different. Believe me, I will talk with God.
We should not listen to him anymore. Nothing good will come out of this.
The The Pharaoh is laughing about you. To change a staff into a snake can be done by his gods as well. The Israelites have been punished and have to work more than before. How can they believe in you anymore?
I will teach him a lesson. You and Aaron will go back to the Pharaoh again. If he won't let you go, I will send him as many rats into the country as there is corn. The rats will eat everything.
When Moses told this to the Israelites, most of them remained skeptical. Too often they had seen what had happened if you worked against the Pharaoh. But Aaron believed in God and went to the palace with Moses.
Well, what new magic do you have to offer this time?
You better stop laughing. If you don't let us go, our Lord will send a plague of rats into your country, such as Egypt has never seen before.
You want to make me afraid? A plague of rats? Well, let's see. And if your God is able to conjure up some rats, well, my priests will know what to do about it. Priest! Let the rats disappear at once!
That's not possible. The God of Israelites must be more powerful than our gods.
The rats are not only in the palace, but throughout the whole country, but not in the village of the Israelites. A great part of the harvest has already been eaten by the rats. If this does not stop, a famine will threaten us.
Priest!
I can't do anything. You must do what they want. Otherwise, we will all starve sooner or later.
Tell your God, if the rats have disappeared by tonight, you may go. If you do not want me to change my mind, then disappear, but do it quickly, yeah.
You really want to let them go? But Pharaoh, please allow me.
Be quiet. As soon as the rats have gone, you send out your soldiers. They shall stop the Israelites. They guess they can disappear that easily.
Do you believe me now? Get your things packed. I will lead you into the promised land. Forget the promised land. Your promised land is here forever. Everyone who leaves the village will go to prison immediately.
That's what I told you before. That's the result of it. You can't move freely anymore.
You have made everything worse.
It looks as if the people were right. The Pharaoh is more powerful than your God. No, just more underhanded. I will talk with God again. He will force Pharaoh to allow us to go.
But then we would have worked ourselves to death, and if you were not Aaron's brother, we'd have chased you away.
God was very furious when he heard that the Pharaoh had broken his promise. He sent heavy thunderstorms over the country. Pharaoh promised again to let the Israelites go, but just when the thunderstorms were over, he broke his promise.
Seems you never give up. How do you want to threaten me now?
This is my last threat. If you don't let them go, the Lord will make all Egyptian children ill and put them to death.
Are you able to stop that?
If the children are dead, even the God of the Israelites can't put them back to life again. By no means should we take any risk.
Disappear immediately now. I don't want to see you again.
Come on, what are we standing around here for? Sorry, there's one more thing. Our God wants you to give us back our gold and jewelry that we've been working for such a long time.
Take as much as you can, but go away immediately.
Daniel.
But I want to take Benny with me.
That's not possible. We gotta go through the desert. There's no water. Benny will die of thirst.
Then I don't want to go through the desert either.
Daniel, listen. We will go to a country that is much prettier than Egypt. Then you will get a little crocodile again.
2.
What do you mean, 2?
2 little crocodiles.
2 crocodiles. Now come.
Bye, Benny. Take care of yourself. Make sure you're not eaten.
Daniel.
Why did I allow them to go? And why did I give them their gold and jewelry? Oh, I could.
Ammon.
Ammon? What's the matter with him?
He's Moses. From the beginning, I was sure I knew him.
What?
And Moses is Ammon. Moses is the prince of Egypt.
This. And I brought him up. I treated him like my own son. He has lied to me and cheated me again and again. No, it's worse. He has robbed, stolen, plundered.
Please be quiet, Pharaoh. He says the Israelites are moving on very slow. They can't be far. It's not too late.
At last you have a good idea. Quick, Sheriff. Put an army together. They should bring back the Israelites together with my gold, and especially this Moses, the Prince of Egypt.
Achbi's report was absolutely correct. The Israelites could only walk a few kilometers a day. The march across the desert was very exhausting.
Daddy, Egyptian soldiers. I have seen one of them.
Are you sure about that?
I'm not a baby anymore. I know well enough what an Egyptian soldier looks like.
I believe you, my son. What do I hear? The Egyptians are following us. They'll kill all of us. If we'd only stayed in Egypt. We should never have listened to you and your brother.
Why don't you trust me at last? God will help us.
How can he help us? Do you believe that weapons will rain from heaven?
Esther's right. We should not have asked for the return of the gold and jewelry. It's absolutely clear Pharaoh wants his gold back.
I didn't want it. It was God who wanted it.
Then go to your God and tell him to get us out of the trouble. That's what he's responsible for.
You need not say anything. I see that your people are not happy with you.
They're not happy with you either. The Egyptians are following us. Did we have to take the gold with us?
Do you start to doubt me? Haven't I proved to you again and again that I'm more powerful than Pharaoh?
Yes, you have. But ahead of us is the Red Sea, and behind us there are the soldiers. Where should we escape?
Let your people come together at the beach of the Red Sea. Then take your staff and put it into the water. The sea will split and you can go through it with dry feet.
Moses went to the Israelites and told them what God had said. They had no choice. They had to believe Moses.
Don't let me down now.
Is he able to do that?
The staff can perform miracles. Moses can make the rats come and disappear. Why shouldn't he be able to do the same with the water? If Moses is able to do that, I'll never say anything against him anymore.
And we all will believe in his God.
Well, that's what I said before. Moses is able to do that.
Hurry up. We must be across the sea before the Egyptians reach the beach.
We have made it! We have really made it!
Soldiers! Egyptian soldiers! Soldiers! Egyptian soldiers!
They'll reach us. I've known it all along. Now they will kill all of us if we had only stayed in Egypt.
Now, at last the people believed in Moses and his God. In order to commemorate their rescue, they celebrated a great festival, the Passah Festival, which takes place at Easter and will remind people of the great event.